All right. What's the deal, baby? It's your boy, Mr. C, the Trendsetter. Welcome to the NBS Show. This is, what's this, June the 9th,
Yep.
2026. And yeah, man, we are coming out right off of game 3 of the NBA Finals. We're a little skippy on the crew today, man. You know, just me and the uh the one and only Legacy. Our throne, HNB Hoops. What up, man?
What's up, man? We had a great game the last time, man. I'm just here to talk about it. Do my thing per
Yeah,
usual.
yeah, man. Your arch nemesis has just joined the chat. Mr. Box Office jumping on. What's up with it, Box Office?
What's going on, y'all? I don't know how far y'all are into the show, but sorry I'm late. Here I am, ready to talk some ball.
All right, man. It's cool, bro. It's cool. We just getting started. We just getting started, really. So man, game three at the Garden was last night, man. And was it a good game? Yes. Was it all what we thought it was gonna be? I don't know, man. I'm gonna ask y'all. Did the game go like you expected it to go last night? Box office, we'll start with you, man.
Uh, no, it did not. Going into the game, I didn't know what to expect, honestly, because after the first two games, I thought the Knicks were so much better than the Spurs.
Yeah.
And up until halftime, when the Knicks went crazy in the second half, I was actually kind of like Charles Barkley. I was like, they're going to destroy him in the second half. I literally thought the Knicks were going to keep that momentum from the second quarter and they were going to kill him. But give props to the Spurs. They kept their poise, they kept it close. And then they just hit bigger shots down the stretch. I mean,
Yep.
Castle with that long three was
Yep.
huge. Fox obviously ended it off.
Yep.
Wemby was awesome last night. I think Castle deserves more credit also for how his defense has been on Brunson. And I read this today. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Um, so far for the finals, I don't know where the hell it went, but basically Brunson has not been good at all. I think he has like 83 points in the series off of 82 shots. I think he has as many turnovers as assists, if I remember reading it correctly. He hasn't played well at all. He's scoring a lot of points, but that's because he's attempting so many shots. So it's not efficient at all. Now, they're winning 2-1 as of right now, so I really don't care. If they win the series, then who cares? Let him shoot 12% from the floor. But if he's inefficient and they lose the series, then it's going to go back on him. But yeah, going back to last night's game, I thought that the Knicks were going to destroy him and take that second quarter momentum. And credit the Spurs. I'm happy the Spurs won last night because now we might have a series on our hands.
Right.
We're rooting at the end of the day. No matter if we're rooting for New York or San Antonio, we want good games and we want a good series. So, I'm happy that we get an interesting game for tomorrow.
Absolutely. Hoops, what you think about it, bro?
Man, I'm just glad we got some more basketball. It was a great game though. All the games have pretty much been a great game. Castle was great. And Wemby was great. He had to have watched my video because he did everything in the video. He was very dominant in the paint. He hit some big threes, but he wasn't taking 8 or 10 bad threes at that. He mainly got his work done in the paint where he should. Brunson, he was all right. I think he might have got to his 30 points, but he's taking too many shots. But the other teammates. Cat wasn't that good last night. Neither was Mikal Bridges was terrible. I think he had about 5 points. Only he didn't have a point in the first half. I think he only attempted one shot. So
Only
he
had
has
2
to
points.
be 2 point. Yeah, he has to be way better in the game 4 if they want to have a chance to beat the Spurs. Because as you can see, if everybody not working together, they gonna lose. They can definitely lose. The Spurs all around. I think everybody pretty much played to their potential. De'Aaron Fox finally. I mean, he was good. He has been playing decent in this series. Some games he's nowhere to be found in the second half, but um, yeah, they had a good game. He closed out the game. He did what a veteran player should do: close out the game. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Just glad we got more basketball coming up.
All right then. Before I put my comments on box office, did you see Hoop's viral video before the game?
No.
All right.
Video to Victor Wembanyama. This is when you pass the ball, when he's looking at you. This is not when you pass the ball. Now, first thing you want to do as an 8 feet tall person, just turn around, hook shot. They cannot block it. You're 8 feet tall. They can't block it. Look, as an 8 feet tall human being like you, well, you're an alien. This is a design comparison to you and NBA players. Just go right back up. They can't get it. You're 8 feet tall. I don't want to see you taking no more jumpers. Little man on you, punch. I know you love to shoot, so get you a post fade. That's all you got to do. We don't want to see no more threes. You 3 for 13 in the series. We don't want to see this. No. You 8 feet tall. Get in the paint, they can't block it. I know you love the dribble. You better take one dribble, punch. That's all we want to see. They can't block it. This is what we need. This is what we need. Give me that. This is what we want. This is what we want.
All right. Yeah, that was that was Hoop's viral video after the first 2 games. His message to Wemby. It looks like he listened to him. It looks like he listened to him. Hunter, how many likes and shares and all that did that video get?
On Instagram is at like 400,000, something like that. And on TikTok is at like 80, I believe, 80,000, I believe. So it did pretty well. He had to have seen it because he had a lot of people tagging him. So there's no way you don't see all the mentions and don't go look what it is.
How many shares? It had like buku shares too, right?
Yeah, I know. Last time I seen it was at like 20,000 shares. They had 23,000. So
that was a good video, especially the start where he was turned around like Castle.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Which,
man.
by the way, in that game too, I can't believe he turned it over there because, like, that just tells me he was panicking because there was only, like, if I remember, there was still like 10 seconds left. So like there was no need for that at all. But you know, he's human.
But at the end of the day, that game propelled him to perform like he did last game. And the things that I'll go back to that game. Like you said, that right there showed that he was panicking, but it also showed, I think is a coaching flaw. Because why the hell is Wemby bringing the ball up court every time, bro? And why isn't your guard looking to get the ball from him? Wemby would get the rebound and everybody literally shoot out. Like, okay, yeah, he got it. Yeah, I get it. He handles the ball better than the normal big man. Bro, that don't mean he needs to bring the ball up, man. That does not mean he needs to bring the ball up. And it showed. It showed. And I said, oh, well, hopefully they'll fix that before game 3. Bro, they honestly didn't. Wemby still brought the ball up a lot. And I'm like, I guess it's been working for him all season. So they're like, why should we change? And I thought last night went. I guess my question was, did it go like I expected it to go? It was one of the ways that I expected it to go. Either it was going to be a Nick route, or I thought that they were going to lose in a close game, because I thought with them going back to New York and how crazy New York was going to be for the game, that they might just go out there and they was going to be crazy and just go out there hitting crazy threes. The Garden was going to be rocking and all that other stuff. But actually, they started off kind of slow. And after they started off slow, they worked hard to get themselves back on top before halftime. And at halftime, I was like, bro, the Knicks are just better. The Knicks are just better than these boys, because I think San Antonio had done everything that they could possibly do, really, at the beginning of the game. They had done everything they could do right to start off the game like they needed to start off, and they still were down at halftime. Now, full disclosure, after the first minute of the third quarter, I went and took my shower, came back in, and I looked up and the Knicks were down like 5. I said, how the hell did that happen? But obviously San Antonio went on a run and took the lead, and the Knicks just couldn't get it back going. They didn't have that Knick run like they did in the second half of these other games to take the lead back and push it out of the realm of a conversation of the Spurs being able to come back. But I think overall it went how I expected it to, because I just didn't see them getting swept. I didn't see the Spurs getting swept, but this extended the series, and I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists that thinks that everything is rigged, but the NBA wasn't gonna let them get swept either. I felt like there's no way that they were gonna let their finals end up in a sweep, or either they were going to let it end up in a sweep one way or another. They was going to either let New York win and sweep them and end it in New York, and the biggest market in the world go crazy and all the money and everything gets spent. But I said they'd stand to make more money with more games. So I definitely didn't think it was going to be a sweep. I still have. Well, that's my next question. After that, all right. So after that game last night, I think we had all probably changed. Who did you pick to win the series box office? The Spurs, huh?
The Spurs in 6.
Spurs in 6. Are you sticking by that pick?
I'll stick with it, but I'm not confident. I think they will win tomorrow, and it's huge that Game 5's in San Antonio. So then I think they'll win Game 5 and 6. But I think I'm just being maybe stubborn with my official prediction because I don't want to switch. But man, the Knicks have really surprised me this series.
Yeah. All right. Hoops, what you got, man? You think it's you had Knicks in what?
No, I had Spurs in 7.
Oh, you had Spurs in 7. You sticking by
I guess to be right, I gotta stick by. I mean, I want the Knicks to win. I would love to see the Knicks win, but I thought at the beginning of the series that the Spurs had what it takes to beat the Knicks. I thought their role players, just like the last game, like this is how the last game played out is how I thought the series and how they would have started out the series in San Antonio. I thought that's how it would have went. I thought the role players would have outplayed the Knicks role players. Because I mean the Knicks have, I mean the starting lineup is great, okay. But then you go down to the bench, I feel like Harper can outplay pretty much all those guys. Champagne is pretty good. I think he starts too, but who is they have, and the other role players like Devin Vassell and all that, all them other guys, those guards are very, very good, and I think they're better on defense. But I guess I gotta stick by my pick. I have Spurs in 7, so Spurs in 7 still. I'm gonna big Jalen Brunson fan. I will say that. But uh it's not looking too pretty. I don't think they're gonna win 4 in a row. So um going back down 3-1 at home is terrible position. I don't think they're gonna come back 3-1. That's definitely not. So they have to win tomorrow. There's no way around it. They don't have Goat James there to bring them back 3-1. It's just not gonna happen.
Only time it's ever been done in the finals.
Yeah.
All right, so my original pick was Knicks in 7. I am changing my pick to Knicks in 6. I changed it. I changed it after they won the first game, actually. Because like I said, they actually just look like they're a better team, better prepared for this, better coached for sure. And I think that's gonna be the difference. And so I'm going with Knicks in 6. Y'all sticking with y'all original picks.
Got to, I guess, but that boy is getting out coached. Was it Mitch Johnson?
Yep.
The game, and I feel like sometimes it sounds crazy to say this because they're in the finals, but sometimes it feels like the Spurs don't really have too much of a game plan. It feels like they're just out there playing basketball, which is fine, but you in the finals now, it's not gonna fly forever. They had OKC Chet Holmgren was just so belittled in that series, so it made it that much easier for them to beat the defending champions, even though they went 7 games. But he was terrible in that last game for sure, so it wasn't nothing there. But I feel like in this series, they need more of a concrete game plan like they had from Wemby last night. Wemby should touch the ball every single play, at least a paint touch. And if they double team, kick it out. But Wemby needed to get that ball almost every play. And the guards, those little guards that they have for the Spurs, like not Castle, Vassell and Champagne, they need to, whenever they see him open, he need to get the ball. Dang, what happened? Oh, okay.
I just singled you out.
But yeah, whenever they see him, whenever they see Wemby open for that lob, they need to try to get it to him every time.
So you mentioned something right. To me, I believe what is his name? Mitch Johnson or whatever. What is his name?
Yeah.
I think he's getting out coached dramatically. And I'm happy. I'm happy because Brown, he's gotten basically a bad rap. Like almost like he's a bad coach, and he is not. And he somebody brought it to my attention too. He has a little bone to pick with De'Aaron Fox, because he got him fired up there in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? And also he was a coach of the Cavs when the Spurs swept them in the finals too. So he has a double vendetta against the Spurs right now. So I mean, Mike Brown is a really good coach, and he's showing it now. And if you actually remember, he wasn't even the Knicks' first choice. I don't even think he was the second or third choice. I think they ended up settling for him in the waning hours. And it's like, hell, we got to hire somebody. And they went ahead and got Mike Brown. In their right box office?
Yeah, but I agree with you. I like Mike Brown, and if they win this series, I'm going to be happy for him because he won a bunch of titles as an assistant for the Spurs and the Warriors.
Right.
And he went with LeBron to that 07 finals, which everyone knew they wouldn't win. But that was impressive for them to even get there. And I thought LeBron got a lot of the credit. Mike Brown didn't get enough. And then in Sacramento, I mean, who's won there in the last 25 years? So I'm happy for him. And He's 2 games away.
Yeah. All right. So we agree that he's out coaching the other guy.
Yeah, Mitch Johnson. Yeah, he is out coaching him so far.
And Hoops brings up a good point. To me, it's like the Spurs are just out there hooping, brother. Like they're just going out there. They're like, hey, yeah, we got a good team, and it's like they don't even have a game plan, and they'll go out there and start hooping, and probably like in the middle of the first quarter and the second quarter, he'll try to make adjustment. Okay, I see what they're doing now. Now we're gonna try to do this, do that, and do this and do that. That's not how you go into a finals.
They'll set a little screen at the top, and they'll have Wemby with the ball at almost half court, trying to see and make a decision, and then he'll kind of walk it up because they're not about to whoever Cat's not about to pressure Wemby at half court, so he'll kind of walk it up to the 3-point line, hand it off to Castle or Fox, and then he'll set another screen and then try to pop out for 3.
Right. So let me ask you this: who's had the best performance so far to y'all during these finals? Which player has been made the biggest difference maker in the finals over these first 3 games?
For me, it's Cat. I know Cat had a off game last night, but overall, when we're looking at the 3 games, his defense on Wemby has been something very noticeable. Last night he was a little unlucky because he was getting called for a lot of those fouls, and they were fouls, but he was really productive on offense as well. He's out rebounding Wemby on offense and defense this series as well. That's huge. Wemby's pissing me off more than anything on rebound. I mean, you're 8 feet tall, like Hoop said. I mean, come on now. You got to he should be having 12 rebounds a game, and he's struggling to reach double digits. I think he only reached double digits once in the series. So, Cat to me is the Finals MVP so far. Brunson's struggling shooting. Wemby's playing overall really well besides the rebounding, but you're down 2-1. So, it's got to be somebody on the Knicks to me because they're leading.
Yeah.
What about you, Hunter?
I think definitely Cat. I mean, all around, of course. But when it's time to close that game out, you know who to get the ball to. Number 11. I don't care how many shots he did took before, how many he didn't miss. He gonna hit that last minute. He gonna get you there. He gonna take you home. But I mean, for all around, if it was like not a popularity contest, Cat will be getting the Finals MVP for sure. If there was a win.
All right. So far, if they were to give an MVP, the best player in the finals so far has been Cat, and to me, it hadn't even been close. He did not have a good game last night, and I say he didn't have a good game, but I think he didn't have a good game in comparison to the first 2 games. You know what I mean? I think he did pretty good last night too. But he didn't hold Wemby to under 30 points. I mean under 20 points, but that's still he still had a good game. I'm not gonna say Cat had a bad game. They did call him for lots of fouls last night. I said, are they gonna try to foul him out? It really, they were gonna try to foul him out, and I was like, bro, you cannot foul him out in this game. You know what I mean? But I think he's been the Wemby stopper in this series, and I think he's opened a lot of people's eyes. But here's the deal: Cat's always been good. People are acting like they just now noticing that Cat's been a good player. Cat's been a good player since he hit the league. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are seeing it's obvious now. It's completely obvious that the Knicks won in that trade. And I was like, I don't know who I was talking to. I might have been talking to you, Hunter. I think they were talking about how DiVincenzo is probably over there sick, that he's not gonna if the Knicks win the championship, that he's like, oh man, I should have been there. And I think that all of the Knicks players, even the ones that went to Villanova with him, are like, hey, bro, I don't give a damn about you not being here, bro, because we needed Cat to win this championship. You weren't gonna do what Cat did, so you just don't get a ring, buddy. I'm sorry. You can wear
Yeah,
mine, you can take pictures with mine, but I'm gonna take Cat every time over DiVincenzo. So I think Cat really did he deserves if they gave the MVP away now, it would be Cat. And Brunson, like I said, man, I thought Brunson was gonna bring him back last night.
yeah,
I
that's
thought,
what I was banking on.
yeah, I looked at him like he wanted to bring. He almost brought back. He hit that three to bring the lead down to 2. Right before Fox went down, and well, I think he brought it down to 3. And then Fox went down and hit the little jumper and made it 5, put it out of reach. But I said, Brunson is finna win this game for these boys. Once he hit that 3, I couldn't believe it. I said,
Yeah,
dog, like Hunter said, man, playoff Brunson is top 5 all time. Bro,
top
for real.
5.
Yeah, now he's taking a lot of shots, but when they need a bucket, Castle has a job on, but when they need a bucket, he gets to the rim every time, bro. I just really haven't seen Castle or anybody else stop him from getting to the rim when they need a bucket. And
oh yeah, he getting to his spots for sure, whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
he gonna find a way. It's just whether he make it or not.
Yeah, and last night I was more impressed with Castle than I was of anybody else. Castle showed how tough he was in that game last night. I thought he was going to end up with 30 or more the way he started off in the first half. He ended up slowing down a little bit in the second half, but the first half he was going crazy. So I thought he would end up with 30 or more, man. But shout out to Castle. What you must have had him on the slip.
I don't think that boy scored in the second half. And I knew better. Because I didn't watch too many of these games. I put him for 25. He only needed 6 points. 8 points, I mean. Yeah, 18, something like that. I was in disbelief. I don't think he even attempted. I think he might have attempted one shot in the third quarter, maybe. But I was just blown away on how quiet he was on the offensive end.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, his play in the first half, I think set the tone. That set the tone for the Spurs and kept them in it. Because Wemby wasn't just going. Wemby was going. He was going good at the beginning. He was catching it. He was running the rim, dunking it in. He had like 2 lobs, dunks in the first quarter. You know what I mean?
Hey.
So, but I think Castle really went crazy. What's up?
OG Anunoby was great too. I think he had the best game actually. He was great.
Yeah.
Especially if they would have won, I think that he would have been that's the best player for. But the team that won was the Spurs. But OG, that corner 3, I was telling my friend, it don't matter who in his face. Let me jab you up right quick, shoot it right over the top. I don't know how he like how Rui was playing that last series. That boy playoff Rui was going crazy.
All right. So game 3, game 4. What are your predictions for game 4?
I mean, like I said, I didn't know what to expect for game 3. So now game 4, I think I'm even in a bigger funk trying to figure it out. Also, what would be crazy is if San Antonio won, this would be the first ever NBA Finals where the road team won the first 4 games.
Yeah.
So this is already the second only finals ever where the road team won the first 3. So it would be pretty crazy if the Spurs win tomorrow and it's the road team again. With that being said, because I have the Spurs in 6, I'm going to stick with the Spurs tomorrow. I think they get another close win. They feel confident after this game yesterday. And New York is going to be lit on fire again tomorrow. They're going to, and I feel like that's more pressure on the Knicks, especially tomorrow. The Knicks are going to realize, look, we're going on the road if we don't win this game. And I think the pressure is going to get to them. I'm going to say another close Spurs win tomorrow. And we'll be 2-2.
Man, I think the best thing for the Spurs is to make sure that Trump is in the building again. As long as Trump in the building, I think they can beat him. But if he not, if they ain't got to go through the little all the clearance and all the stuff that's messing up the vibe, I think the Knicks can definitely get the win. I think the whole little distraction with Trump and the fans that didn't have the authentic fans because the ticket prices was 10,000 and up. What real Knicks fans from the hood or the inner city is affording $10,000 tickets? That don't make no sense. The NBA is really greedy for that, and I think the fact that Trump came, I guess that might have made it even more because the president is in the building. So yeah, I think realistically, the Knicks should win tomorrow. But of course, my pick, I gotta go with the Spurs. In my mind, I can't really see it happening just because they only played one good game for real. Well, game 1 was all right, but yeah, man, I gotta go with the Spurs in 7 still because that's what I had at first.
All right, so you got the Spurs winning tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, box office, come back.
My bad, I'm back.
Hey man, this right here.
Wake up!
This right here is the only way that the Knicks lose tomorrow. If this guy comes and gets him a good nap at the finals again tomorrow,
he gotta come through. That's the Spurs gotta personally. Hey, Wemby himself better go up there, Mr. President. I know I'm from France, but we need you today. Come through.
I said, Knicks, you're the ops. The ops is the president of the United States, bro. That's what messed you up. I thought it was gonna be Spike Lee. But I was wrong. It was that guy right there. Then he shows up and goes to sleep at your game. I'm talking about, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Get this man some coffee or something, bro.
Why he not drinking no coffee?
It's damn hard to stop. but no, man. But I really think that the Knicks, they gotta win tomorrow. I think the Knicks have to win tomorrow. If the Knicks lose tomorrow, they are in big trouble.
They gonna lose.
Huh?
They're gonna lose. If they lose tomorrow, they lose in the series.
Yeah, if they're gonna lose. If they lose tomorrow, that's gonna be the biggest. People will start putting them in the biggest choker. The biggest choker conversation because they choked away. I think everybody nationwide have gone ahead and planned on the Knicks winning this series. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all picked the Spurs, but I know even y'all was sitting there thinking like, oh, man, the Knicks, they won 2-0. They up 2-0. They're going to win the series. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was in the back of your head. I think everybody had kind of crowned the Knicks as the champions this year. So if they actually lose this series after going up 2-0 on the road, it's
That would
gonna
hurt
be
so bad.
it's gonna be like they did Cleveland, like they came back on Cleveland, and swept them 4-0. That's what would happen if they lose tomorrow. They'll hard to be taken, and they'd have to try to go win another one in San Antonio and then come back and win another one at home. Because if it gets to game 7, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get real ugly. And the Spurs, I think, take it in game 7 if they make it to game 7. That's why I'm changing my pick to Knicks in 6, because they have to win it in 6. They're not gonna win it in 7. If we get back to San Antonio for 7, then they're not gonna win.
Tomorrow's going to be interesting. I mean, like y'all said, the pressure's on the Knicks.
Yeah.
Even if the Knicks win tomorrow, I don't think the Spurs are technically done because they would have Game 5 at home. You know, so I mean, 3-1. Don't get me wrong; it's hard to come back from. It's only been done once, but I still don't count the Spurs out if they lose tomorrow. But I do kind of think the Knicks are screwed if they lose tomorrow.
Yeah. Most
Confidence. That's a lot of confidence you're giving that young, scrappy team right there. We've seen. They beat they just knocked off the defending champions. So, hey, you don't want to give them boys too much give them the confidence back. I think last night they might have gave them a little bit of confidence back.
Yeah, you gotta take it back tomorrow. If you don't take it back tomorrow, that team they're gonna believe that they're better than you.
Yeah,
I think going into last night, they still I think we can win, but I don't think they thought that they were better than the Knicks. I thought that they were I think we can win. Now they're like, yeah, we probably I know we are as good as them, but if they win tomorrow, they'll be like, look, I know we had the first 2 games was just bad game. We better than them, and they're gonna probably win 4 in a row if they win tomorrow.
Just hold on at the end. That's all you gotta do. I mean, they only lost by the last couple of possessions. Last minute or 2 have just went terrible, especially game 2. But they just gotta hold on. That's what they did last night.
Yeah, game 2, I blame that on coaching. That's a coaching flaw. Wemby shouldn't even have been in that position. You know what I mean?
Find a guard.
Yeah, bro. But all right. So next question. It's kind of coming out of the series. All right. So the Knicks, win or lose, do they hold on. No, let me go back to this. I'm sorry. The prices of the game at the Garden. The prices of the game at the Garden. What do y'all think about that? Was that fair? Was that fair? Was that not fair? Was that just business? How do y'all feel about the price gouging for the game at the Garden last night?
I'll go first. I mean, obviously, being a regular fan, especially if I was a Knicks fan, I'd be pissed. We know New York is always going to be probably higher than anywhere else, maybe with only LA competing, but the average fan can't afford these tickets. It's ridiculous. I don't think it matters whether Trump's in the building or not, because I don't think Trump's going to be tomorrow, and I think it's going to be ridiculous again. They'll probably go down just a little bit just because that game 3 was the first time since 99 that Madison Square Garden hosted a finals, but it's going to be ridiculous regardless tomorrow. It sucks. I mean, when you look around during that game 3, it was guys from like Trump to Spike Lee to Jay-Z to Ben Stiller to all these celebrities in the crowd. It wasn't even many regular people. It was just a whole bunch of celebrities like Fat Joe and DJ Khaled. So
Yeah.
it's those are the only people that could afford that. So it is what it is, unfortunately, but it's business at the end of the day. They're gonna keep doing this forever because once they see they're gonna sell out regardless, they're just gonna continue jacking it up. So it's not going down much, and it sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you said, once they see that y'all still buying these tickets, why would we change it up? I mean, the NBA, I wouldn't say they don't care about the fans, but they keep doing stuff that proves they don't really pay us that much mind, like the game scheduling and what time the game starts, the games overlapping in the playoffs. I mean, they don't really care too much about what we think. So, yeah, it's ridiculous, of course. 10,000 for the cheapest seats to be in the nosebleeds, to not even be able to see the court is ridiculous. Even if it's the minimum, even if those tickets that they wasn't talking about, even though those are 5,000, that's still insane. It's not like I can understand maybe if it was only one game like the Super Bowl. If it was like the Super Bowl, one game, 2.5 hour game, halftime show. They had Cardi B at the halftime show. We're not getting. I'm not paying 10,000 for Cardi B halftime. I'm sorry. So I think it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's gonna stay like that, like you said, because we keep on buying. Well, they keep on buying it and selling it out.
All right, here's my thing, bro. This is the first Knicks home finals game since 1999. Okay, New York is the biggest market in the country. The Knicks are probably the most profitable. They're definitely one of the more profitable organizations in the league. James Dolan owns this team. He is selling. He's just getting fair market price in New York, bro. Even if you're not from New York, if you're a celebrity, you wanted to be in that building last night. Mm-hmm. So I think that this wasn't meant for the normal fan. This wasn't meant for the normal fan. This was meant for people who could afford to it. He wanted to. He may not ever get that opportunity to charge like this again. So that's just business. And being honest with you, if the Knicks, so this team that the Knicks have to this year that got them to the finals. This is going toward my next question. They have people up for contracts. Cat. They got to re-sign Cat. I think they have to re-sign OG, huh? And just let's put it like this. They got about an 8-man rotation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to keep all 8 of those players, they're going to have to go into the second apron. They're going to have to go into the second apron and luxury tax and pay all that. So how they going to pay it? Yeah. And if they don't keep all those players, those same New York Knicks fans that's complaining about these prices because they can't get in there, they're going to be pissed off if they let Cat walk. They got to let Cat walk because they can't afford to pay him that. Now they can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Now you can go into that second apron and pay those luxury taxes and all that to keep that team together. That only makes sense. So that's just business, in my opinion, that when you have a product that is in high demand like that, people going to pay for it. Because just like those fans that couldn't afford those $10,000, $5,000 nosebleed, that place was packed last night. I don't know if y'all looked at it. I don't think it was an empty seat in there. So somebody paid for it. So he got his money. So as a businessman, I'm not mad at him, bro. And when I have an opportunity to do this, and I might not never get this opportunity again, yes, I'm going to sell them tickets now. Now, next season, next season during the regular season, you can't put the tickets up sky high like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't have me having to pay $1,000 for nosebleeds next year during the regular season. Now that's when I would have a problem. But right now, the finals, hey man, he got to get it how he live. I ain't mad at him, bro. So next question is, do you think that they keep this New York Knicks team together, considering they have to sign all these guys and what it's gonna take to sign them? Do you think they keep them together even if they lose the finals?
Well, I just checked all their contracts, at least for Cat, Brunson, Anunoby, and Josh Hart. All of them are under contract for at least another 2 years. So
Really?
they're good. It seems like they just are going to have to shift the depth back and forth. Certain guys are going to want bigger contracts. Bridges is under contract for a couple more years. So they're fine in terms of their core. And no matter what happens in the finals, I do think they're going to keep their core. And I think they should. I mean, keep building on this, whether you win or lose the finals. No matter what happens in the series, they definitely beat the Timberwolves on that trade with Julius Randle and DiVincenzo going for Cat. They clearly won that trade. I thought that was pretty obvious even when the trade was done. Now it's definitely a no-brainer. The Knicks are going to keep their core, and they're going to keep building off this, win or lose these finals.
Yeah. Like somebody said in my chat, I agree. Keep the starting five together. Especially, keep those. Yeah, Hart. This is a Hart, Cat, OG, Jalen Brunson, and an Obi.
Yeah.
Oh, Bridges. Bridges. And they're pretty young, so they're not the youngest, but they're still young. They and they have experience. The experience matters in the playoffs. So I definitely say keep them. I'm trying to think of who. Jose, they probably re-sign Jose. Jordan Clarkson might get traded.
Who?
Jordan Clarkson. He's always bounced around from team to team.
Yeah.
He hasn't really played too much or too well in this finals, or I don't even think in the playoffs in general. So he might get traded next year, but that's not a key factor. That's a regular season key factor. So that's really up to them. But as long as you keep that starting five.
What about players like Mitchell Robinson?
If his contract isn't up,
he'll be replaced.
Yeah, he could be replaced, but he gonna be wanting some money for sure. As any other player, they want, the longer they play, they want more money, especially in that age. But I can replace Mitchell Robinson. Definitely replace Mitchell Robinson. Landry Shamet has been great, so he's not going anywhere. So if he has a contract coming up, they're gonna have to pay him for sure.
Check on that box office. Is Mitchell is Shaman up for contract?
This is last year on his Knicks contract.
Oh yeah, it's time to pay up.
What's he making? Does it show?
Yeah, he's only making $4 million a year.
You got to double that now.
And he's been paid 10 by the Wizards before, so yeah, I could. He's a player I could see somewhere else next year. I know he's been great for them, but with how much they're paying their core, I could see them replacing Landry Shamet, or at least trying to replace him.
Yeah,
I don't see who for that team.
And this last year for Mitchell Robinson as well, so I could see him going somewhere else next year as well.
That's why I think the teams mess up. They start letting players like, I can get another one of those. That player to your team is valuable enough to pay him.
I think that's the thing they did right by Josh Hart, and not is making sure he's there.
Yeah. I know Josh Hart is one of the, he's a heart and soul piece. You say he is under contract though, right?
He is.
So you got to keep him. Anunoby's under contract too, right?
Yep.
So I think you try to pay him early. You try to pay, like I will try to pay Cat early. Go ahead and get him under contract for the next 4 years, something like that, because he have another season, like building off of this finals. He's gonna be ridiculous. He's gonna be all NBA, and now you got to pay him the supermax. You can't pay him. And think about it, Brunson has already taken less money, so you can pay his friends. He ain't doing that no more. He ain't doing it no more. So you look at the moving forward, the Knicks. I think the Knicks got to do whatever it takes to try to keep that 8-man rotation together. Then you got 4 more players that you can bring in with your draft picks, and then bring in some veterans. Let them battle it out to see who can bring some help to the rotation. See if they can break in the rotation. But I think that's what happened with the Lakers. They didn't bring back those key pieces after they won that championship, and they haven't recovered. They were looking at it, it was like, okay, I can find another Dwight Howard type of player, and they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? They let's see, that same thing Denver did. They was like, yeah, I could find another Bruce Brown type of player, and they couldn't. So I think these players that work for you, you need to make sure that you keep them and make sure that they work. They continue to work for you, because there's something about them and that Nick orange and blue that has them valuable. Last thing about the finals, man. This finals, I mean this playoffs, I've been looking at it, almost seemed like Wemby has been almost a dirty player. if you say that, from him getting ejected against the Timberwolves to last night. I'm gonna play this. Hold, check it out.
This is what frustrated Brunson. Oh, whoa! That's excuse me. That should be a flagrant one. I can understand why Brunson and then Wemby's
restarted. It didn't show the first part.
Okay.
Watch this play. This is what frustrated Brunson. Oh, whoa! That's excuse me. That should be a flagrant one. I can understand why Brunson and then Wemby's laughing at it.
So, what do y'all think? That was dirt. Was that dirty? Is Wemby becoming a dirty player in y'all's estimation?
So I just got a notification actually about that, and it said Wemby will not get a flagrant for that, and I don't think he needs to get one. I think the NBA has gone completely soft that these things are even debated. I'm glad they didn't call it last night. I'm glad they're not following up with it. It's not a dirty play. A little frustration because the dude's up on you. You push him off. That's it. Like, it's nothing more than that. It looks bad because he's so much bigger than Brunson. I mean, Brunson's a midget out there compared to Wemby, but that's why it looks kind of harsh, but I don't think it's that bad at all. I don't know if y'all saw early in the game, Cornette and Josh Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, to defend Cornette a little bit, he didn't do a damn thing. He grabbed the ball, Hart stepped in front of him and bumped him and fell.
Right.
But I understand Josh Hart there a little bit too, because he ran into him and didn't realize that he's actually the one to blame. He actually thought Cornette did something dirty while he didn't. I'm also glad that didn't get called because there was nothing dirty about that. So I think this is a complete non-story. I don't think Wemby's dirty. I don't think it's worth a flagrant. This used to happen all the time before. Just blow the whistle, call a foul, and move on.
They didn't call a foul though.
They didn't. But I'm saying if it were to happen again, I'm okay with just a regular foul call on Wemby, and that's that.
Well, I have to disagree only because I do think there should have been a foul call. There had to have been something called, a review or something. Nothing got reviewed, nothing happened. But I think that it's going to get to a point where there's going to be more of the unnecessary things happening. When, I mean, of course, we like the aggressive plays, quote unquote. We like the aggressive playoffs. But until somebody gets hurt, like if something was to happen to Wemby because somebody was being aggressive, then the story is going to change to that guy shouldn't have done that to Wemby because Wemby's the golden child right now. I like the physicality, of course, but I don't think they said I posted a video about this as well. They said that he was grabbing his jersey. I don't feel like that's the reaction you should give someone for grabbing your jersey, especially the guy that's 6'2". But it is what it is. I feel like they should have called something instead of just ignoring the fact that he just got pushed behind the neck, behind the head. But yeah, that's what I think about it. I just don't want it to get to where we throwing elbows like the 80s and 70s, getting players hurt. I don't want to see that basketball. I like to see a smooth flowing game, some contact libs that don't get called. I like that type of no calls. I don't want to see elbows getting thrown, no calls.
Do I think Wemby's a dirty player? No. I do think that he's tired of people playing with him, though. I think that people think he's soft, and he just trying to show people that he's not soft right now. And I also think that Brunson sold it. Brunson sells everything, bro. If you touch him, he's gonna foul hard. And I think the referees know it, and they kind of caught up with him right there. But I don't think that I do think that was foul worthy. I think if they were actually officiating it to the letter, that would have been a flagrant one. It would have been a flagrant one because it was done with malicious intent. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to throw him off of him. He may have been pissed off that he was grabbing his jersey, but bro, you get your jersey grabbed. That's what happens in the NBA. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's a dirty player, but I do think that was a dirty play. When he elbowed the guy for the Timberwolves, that was a dirty play. I think he's trying to just kind of show that he's tough. He's not a punk, and he's not gonna let people punk him. And it's almost like he know who to do that to. That's how I feel. I feel about all these guys that say tough guys. They know who to do this stuff to. Like Draymond Green, he does all that stuff. He know who to do that to. You know, they have footage of him not having that same energy with guys he know crazy as well. Like what's the guy for the Pistons name?
Stewart.
Yeah, they got footage of him letting Stewart make it when Stewart did something to him. You know what I mean? So Wemby know who to do this to. Wemby know he did that to Brunson last night, did it to the guy for the Timberwolves, but he's not gonna do it against somebody. He's not gonna do that against Stewart. You know what I'm saying? Somebody he know crazy. The dude who was chasing LeBron. So Lord knows Stewart, for chasing LeBron, knowing what's going to happen to you if you catch LeBron and do something to him. Knowing what's going to happen to him, knowing that that's your last game in the NBA. That's a crazy person, bro. So Wimby, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with you acting like a tough guy if you're gonna be tough with everybody. But if you just being selectively tough, I ain't with that, bro. Don't be 6'2". Don't be doing it against the 6'2" Brunson, and you ain't gonna do it to somebody like Draymond or Stewart. Had that same energy. Tell them boys to stay up off you, all of them, everybody. All right. So that's the only thing. I just saw that play, and I was like, hey man, that's kind of dirty, and that's you about to get a reputation, Wimpy, for doing dirty plays, bro. So I just wanted to put that out there, man. So we got game 4 tomorrow, everybody. I got New York. Y'all got both at San Antonio, huh?
Yeah.
Not confident about it, but yeah.
Okay, we'll reconvene next week with it and see what's going on. So that'll wrap us up on our NBA subject. Honey, you gonna hang out with us and go with the rest of our topics? Are you gone?
I'm gone.
All right, man. You got some last shout outs before you get out there?
Shout out to the fam. Shout out to my people on TikTok for joining. Appreciate y'all having me on. Hope we have a great game tomorrow. I want to see more finals basketball. I'm ready for the NBA season to be over, but I want to see a good finals because it's the finals. I'm going, man.
How can they find you on TikTok and Instagram and all that?
TikTok and Instagram at HNB Hoops. Go follow me there. Post content every single day. Yeah, man.
All right. They trying
All right,
to get
Chad. I'm out of here. I'm going, man.
They trying to get their parlay together. They need to holler at you, huh? Yeah.
It's bedtime.
He's talking about being somebody's daddy. Okay, cool. I taught him well. All right, so let's keep it moving, man. We got some other topics we're gonna hit today on the NBS show. I'm gonna let you pick your box office. I got a couple of little, I guess they're not really funny topics, but we got my man from Texas A&M. Let's go with that first, bro. Let's go with that first, man. Texas A&M quarterback. Not Texas A&M, Texas Tech quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He gets a pass. He basically gets a pass, a stay of execution, if you will, for gambling, and he's going to be able to play for Texas Tech next year. What are your thoughts about that, man? After gambling, even gambling on his own team.
So everybody knows college athlete, you're usually, if you don't have ridiculous injuries and it's not COVID and you weren't part of college sports during COVID time, you're usually there max 5 years. Right. So you have that window to make as much money now, as much money as possible during those 5 years nowadays. If you don't end up a pro player, and then you got to get a regular job like the rest of us. I wish this story wasn't true, because I know that he had only 4 to 5, 6 years to make as much money as possible and play as much as possible. So I wish this story wasn't true. And I hate acting like a Karen. I don't like, when someone gets in trouble, I don't like saying, oh yeah, ban them, do this, do that. But he should never be allowed to play college football ever again, if I'm being honest. Because what you're doing, if you allow him to play and he has officially become eligible, you're setting something very dangerous up. Okay? It's one thing if he got caught betting on other sports. Okay, I kind of get it. But because I bet on sports, right? But if I'm a college football athlete, I'll bet on everything but college football, and I don't see anything wrong with that, right? But he bet on his own team when he was at Indiana, and he started like 8 games for Indiana. He also wagered apparently $90,000, like $90,000 on it. Like, as a college athlete, you legit have an issue. I mean, that's OD amount of money.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really would not care if you bet on the NBA, for example, on the NFL, on college basketball. I'm not sure how legal that is for college athletes. I probably should look it up. Is it legal to bet on other sports? But he admitted to betting on his own team.
Yeah.
Like, what if he bet on his own team to lose?
Right.
And he started, and he threw an interception on purpose, and he fumbled the ball on purpose. I think college football is setting themselves up for a disaster in the future if you make this guy eligible, which they did. And it seems like everything in college football, whatever you get banned of or ineligible of, you just appeal it, and it eventually will let you play. Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback for Ole Miss. I mean, they said he was ineligible. He appealed it, went to court, this and that, lawyers, this and that. He's eligible next year. I mean, it's just, and like I said, I want a Sorsby and Chambliss to play next year. I do. But it's like we got to draw the line somewhere. It's just certain rules have to be set and followed. But this gambling situation with Sorsby is dangerous as hell, because I could literally see players in the future dropping a ball or doing something crazy to cost their own team because they set a bet on it. I'm a Pistons fan. I wish Chauncey Billups wasn't in trouble right now for gambling. Terry Rozier. I have no affiliation to him, or he wasn't ever affiliated with any of my teams, but I think I read he's not going to get paid the $26 million he was supposed to get paid, and he might be going to jail. Like, holy crap! Like, this is super serious. Like,
over $40,000, I think they said it was.
Yeah, it was over $40,000. He cost himself millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, where's the logic in that? I just think that Sorsby. I also read that for the Sorsby situation, where he did get, or where he became eligible again, the judges that ruled it, a lot of them were Texas Tech graduates.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they're going to want him to play. So I hate it for him. I hate it for Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, but you got to be smarter than this. I mean, where in your right mind do you think that you're going to get away with betting on your own team? Let's say you even bet on your own team to win. Like, I remember I heard, I forgot which players it was. I think it was D2 players got caught, like two opponents talking to each other, telling the other one what the playbook was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super dangerous for college football for this to happen. It's dangerous for any sport, but I can't believe that he's eligible and he's going to play this year. I get learning your own lesson, but one thing is, he can learn his lesson, not play again. People can learn their lesson that way as well. So, like I said, I hate being a Karen and all that, but at the end of the day, a lot of players are going to continue doing this if you make this guy eligible. And here we are.
I don't feel sorry for him. I think this is crazy. I think he needs to be expelled from college football. I don't think he should be able to play for anybody ever again. And I almost want to say he shouldn't be able to play in the NFL, because to bet on your own team, that's crazy. Like I said, they haven't put if he was betting against or for his own team, but bruh, the fact that you bet on your own team, you shouldn't that's where the line crosses. I don't care if you're betting on women's college baseball, college softball. I don't care about that. I don't care if you're betting on the NCAA Sweet 16. I don't care about that if you're playing college football. I don't care if you're betting on the NBA, the NHL, the MLB. Hell, I really don't even care if you're betting on college football, as long as it's not your team. That's where the red flag hit me, because I think it just came out that it was his team recently, right? And at first I was like, man, leave that dude alone, bro. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I thought too.
But I think he seriously has a problem, bro. I think he checked himself into rehab, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, and just $90,000 is ridiculous.
Yeah, $90,000 is crazy, bro. I have trouble betting $100. Now I don't have this type of money because I'm sure his NIL deals have been crazy, but I think that when you get to betting that type of money, and he's not even a professional athlete yet, bro, $90,000 will be a lot for LeBron to be betting. You know what I mean? If it came out that LeBron had spent $90,000 on DraftKings, we would all be like, wow, Bron got a problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how much he won, but if he pays $90,000 worth of bets, and I forgot what they said, like some of the stuff that he was betting on, like he was betting like $10,000 on girls sports, on girls prop bets. I'm like, bro, no, ain't no way. No way. This dude has a problem, man. And I feel sorry for him in that aspect, because addiction is addiction in any form, whether it's drugs, whether it's betting. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious like he has an addiction problem with this, and he needs to get help. So if anything, I would sit him out just for that. Just for that. He's still he's like 6'4", 220, 230, something like that.
235.
Yeah. Got a hell of an arm. Hey man, go jump in that supplemental draft, because you can't play here at Texas Tech no more. If I'm Texas Tech, I'm not gonna have him on my team, bro. I'm gonna actually take a stand. Now, I know they're not gonna do that. Let me say, I don't think they're gonna do it. I know they're not gonna do that. But for his own good, if you really care about the player, I would do that as well. But that's just that's too much. $90,000 as a college football player, and he was playing for who when he did that? Indiana.
Yeah, at Indiana. Now he was at Cincinnati after. I haven't read that he did that at Cincinnati, but I would not be surprised whatsoever. It probably just hasn't been discovered yet that he did that at Cincinnati.
And he hadn't played for Texas Tech yet, huh?
No, this is going to be his first year. That's why Texas Tech is screwed for this up and coming year if he's ineligible. So yeah. I know Texas Tech is backing him up on this, hoping and praying that he stays eligible.
I wouldn't take a chance, bro. But I think that was crazy, bro. That's just one of those things that you got to deal with, though, with the new NIL rules and these college players having money. But it's setting a terrible precedent because somebody's going to bet on themselves, and somebody's going to drop a pass. Somebody's going to throw an interception. Somebody's going to get burnt. It's going to happen. And the thing about it is, I don't know if you're familiar with this. You know who Ray J is, right?
Yeah.
So you familiar with the little celebrity boxing match he just had?
Yeah, where he got knocked out.
Yeah, where he got knocked out, and he was at the end. He was talking about, "Hey man, you messed up the plan. We had a plan." and the guy, like, I don't know if you see the footage of the interview and all that afterwards.
I saw Ray J's. I didn't see the other guys.
The other guy didn't talk. He just avoided Ray J. Like he said, he was just like, "Nah, man, I'm not talking to you." He's like, "Man, you messed up the plan. You messed up the money." He said, "I don't want to say because I don't want to get nobody in trouble." That's Ray J, right? Ray J, you already said enough, bro. You already said enough. What the story is that Ray J met up with the guy's name is Super Hot Fire. He met up with Super Hot Fire, and he had some gang members with him because Ray J is supposed to be gang affiliated or whatever, right? So he told him, "Hey, you're gonna lose this fight, and I'm gonna win, and we bet millions of dollars on me. So you're gonna lose this fight, and we're gonna take care of you anyway." And so apparently the dude in the first round of it wasn't boxing, it was MMA. He didn't throw a punch at all. He didn't throw a punch, he didn't throw a kick at all in the whole first round. And in the second round, I guess he just said, "Forget it. This dude's sorry. I'm finna beat him." And he punched him and knocked him out. And celebrated like he did, I beat Ray J ass, and he kept on going, right? So right now they're investigating it. The FBI and everybody is investigating it because that's a felony. That's a felony if they wanted to rig it or whatever. And so now they said Ray J ended up the way Ray J thought he was being funny or whatever, and saying it or whatever on TV. But now you're under investigation, and if they find out that that's what happened, you're gonna do some time.
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen here with one of these football players, bro, or basketball players, something.
Well, it's already started with the NBA, as you've seen.
Yeah. NBA, I mean, a player like Terry Rozier, I'm not surprised. Chauncey Billups surprised me.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But Terry Rozier, that didn't surprise me to hear that. But I think it's almost easy. The way that they were showing Terry Rozier, it was easy to tell. He was terrible at what he was doing. Like, when I talk to kids, I teach teenagers, of course, and I tell them, I say, "Hey, bro, don't ever do a crime because you're terrible at it. You're terrible at it." Like, they'll try to lie to me. I'll be like, "Listen, bro, do not ever do a crime because you're terrible at lying. I know you're lying. I saw you cheating or whatever." You know what I mean? So this Terry Rozier was just terrible at it. Every time they showed a highlight of the game that he supposedly had bet on, he was throwing the game. Like he was doing what they said he was doing. So imagine a college student doing that. They're gonna be doing the same thing. They're gonna be bad as Terry Rozier. You know what I mean? So I just think about it like this, man. They're gonna have to put a for sure penalty on him. I'm not sure if they just didn't want to do it because he's not even like a young kid. He's like, what, 23, 24?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't ever want to end someone's career, but I really do think he should have got a lifetime ban, if not from just the NCAA, from the NFL as well. I think he should be relegated to Arena League type of USFL. I don't think he should be allowed in that because guess what? If he has this type of problem, you think he's just going to stop in the NFL? Unless he gets.
How would you feel if they did this? If they made him ineligible for this year, no, he doesn't get NIL, nothing. But he's eligible next year, contention on that he doesn't put a single bet in.
Eligible for college again?
Right.
No.
Okay.
I think his college career should be over. I really do. I really do. Because number one, because of his age. Number two, because of this. You know what I mean? And I just don't think that. Did he complete this rehab program he was supposed to have got into?
I'm assuming he did, but I mean, it seems like it was very quick.
Yeah. Like it was a 2-week program or something. He was like, yep, I don't bet no more. I don't get it, bro. He knows some people in high places. And like you said, the Red Raiders had some judges that were former Red Raiders on their side in this. But like you said, I don't compare it with the Trinidad Chambliss thing. He just was trying to get another year eligibility.
Right.
He didn't do nothing unethical or crime. So
yeah, I mean, I just want. I'm happy Trinidad is coming back because he had an awesome year this year, and Ole Miss is going to make some games interesting in the SEC with them coming back. But I'm just saying, I want college football to make some laws or rules, whatever you want to put them, and make it clear who's eligible for what. I think with the Trinidad situation, I mean, I'm like, I don't know, because he was at Ferris State from 2021 to 2024. Then he was at Ole Miss since 2025. So it's just like, how many years do these players get? A lot of the players took advantage of that COVID eligibility because they got another year because of that. But I'm pretty sure every freshman now in college football was much after COVID. So it's just like from now on, it should just be simple 5 years if redshirted, otherwise 4 years.
And I had the rule wrong for this entire past year. I thought they had made a ruling that your JUCO years didn't count against you anymore. But they have made and they were telling these JUCO kids that the JUCO years didn't count against their 4 years of eligibility for college football, when it was really they had made an exception for one person that year, so they had to make the exception for everyone that year, but not now. Like you go into JUCO, that counts against you now. And they were talking about how these coaches were lying to these kids to get them to come to their JUCO. Like, yeah, you'll still have all 4 years of eligibility when you go to a 4-year when you leave here, and it's just simply not true.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it now. So Trinidad was 4 years at Ferris State, redshirted the first year, didn't play the second year. Third year, he started 1 game. Fourth year, he started 15 games. Then last year, he started 13 games for Ole Miss. So it's just, I mean, if you ask me, if you started 15 games at Ferris State and then another 13 at Ole Miss, that sounds like enough to me. Now that they gave him 1 more year, but it's just they need to stop. College football needs to stop letting all these appeals happen and you're eligible for this, you're lawyers for this. I mean, it's just, I think it's ridiculous, and I think it's all over the place.
Yeah, and like you said, it's like whatever it is. If you get disqualified for whatever reason, just appeal. They'll let you do it.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems that easy.
Especially with this Sorsby thing. The Sorsby thing, that's where I think is a real problem. All right, man, let's closing thoughts on that. Next topic. You see it. The big trade that happened last week. Jared Verse and Myles Garrett. What were your thoughts on the trade?
Well, I was shocked that the Rams pulled this off.
Yeah.
You know, that there was always rumblings about Myles Garrett being traded, even going back to last year.
Yeah.
The Rams, man, I think more teams need to take their approach. You know, if you can go get a Devontae Adams, if you can go get a Odell Beckham a couple years ago, if you can go get Matthew Stafford, even if it's a trade, if you can get a Myles Garrett, do it. These are all proven players in that league. And if you're going to get players that are proven and have to give up draft picks for it, I think you should always do it because the draft pick is always a question mark.
Yep.
You don't know how those players are going to play. Now, I do think this trade, though, is very fair. And I thought that Cleveland got good pieces in return. They get Jared Verse, a proven NFL first rounder that's lived up to the hype. They get another first round pick, and they get a second and a third. I mean, they got a haul for Myles Garrett, and good for Cleveland because, look, you weren't winning with Myles Garrett regardless. So you might as well get a guy that's 25 years old that plays the same position that's proven and get picks on top of it. I think Cleveland did the right thing, honestly. And I think Cleveland, is going to love that extra first-round pick next year because next year's draft is stacked. But I also love the move for the Rams. I mean, as good as Jared Verse is right now, he's not Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett had 23 sacks last year. I mean, just ridiculous. A new record. He did this in a lot of games where the Browns were trailing, so the other teams weren't throwing as much. And now he goes to the Rams. If healthy, they are clear Super Bowl favorites to me. I thought if they don't drop that punt in the NFC title game, I think they win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They could have very well won it without him this year. So shout out to the Rams. I think this is a win-win, a rare win-win for both sides. Because, like I said, the Rams didn't win a damn thing with Myles Garrett there. Now they get hella pieces in return. And I think it's a good win-win for both teams. And, I'm not the biggest Myles Garrett fan because he's an Aggie. And I felt like he didn't really truly care about winning because he kept taking the money every year. And he got lucky at the end of the day that he goes to a contender now. And on top of it, I'm hearing that Aaron Donald is probably coming back. I mean, that's just another guy I forgot to mention. They got Von Miller a couple years ago. And that's the guy that won the title with Aaron Donald. Now, if they truly get Aaron Donald now, he's been in the league for a couple of years, but he stays in shape. I trust Aaron Donald. He could still get me 10 sacks next year. So that would just be bonkers if they also got Aaron Donald back. Yeah, my thoughts are I'm surprised where Myles Garrett landed. I think more teams should do this, and it's a win-win for both sides, if you ask me.
Bro, the Rams are, if F them picks was a person. That's who they are, bro. Bro, they don't care nothing about them picks. You got a player that I want, bro, I will give you these picks. How many you want? 3 picks and my stud defensive lineman? Yeah. And send me just your stud defensive lineman. The stud defensive lineman. I'll send them to you. Cool. Them boys, if they have a player on their radar, they will go to get him. And like you said, I think all teams probably need to adopt this philosophy and reap the benefits from it. Because right now, as it seems, you can't get nothing's guaranteed. But the Rams are definitely the front runners to win the NFC now. They're definitely the front runners. And I think that the Browns made off like bandits as well. Because Jared Verse is nice, bro. He's nice. And you get these picks coming up. You just got to hit on the picks or package them up and do what the Rams did. Package some of these picks up and go get some studs and bring it so they can blow their career in Cleveland too. You know what I mean? It's I think it's a win-win. The person who came out the biggest winner is Myles Garrett because he hadn't have to be in Cleveland anymore, and he gets his money. He actually got a raise this year. He got a raise this year after they traded him. Who I feel sorry for is Jared Verse. That man did not want to leave LA and go to Cleveland, bro. He even said it. He said it in his press conference. He's like, no, I loved LA. I loved being around. I loved it. But now I'm in Cleveland. I can't wait to go get started or whatever with the cap. You gotta say that. You can't say, now I'm in fucking Cleveland, man. I don't want to be here. Like, you have to act like you want to be there. But that man, there's no way he thought he would be traded. There's no way he thought he would have been traded. And he probably thought he was one of the untouchable players on the Rams. You know what I mean? And then you are untouchable unless I get Myles Garrett. That's the only player I trade you for. And boy, trade him for Myles Garrett. So he's like, man, that's the only person they could have traded me for. Because you think about it, if they had said they traded Jared Verse and gave the same thing for Micah Parsons, that would have been a weak trade to me. They you know what I mean? And Micah Parsons is a stud when healthy. You know what I mean? I just don't see anybody else that this trade could have worked out for, and them giving up Verse and that many picks to get besides Myles Garrett. Does this put Cleveland in a better situation to you?
I think for this year, no. I do think it does, obviously, 3 years down the road, because we assume Myles Garrett will probably be near the end in 3 years. But for next year, no. Because Jared Verse is not going to give me 20 plus sacks. He's a good player. He's not giving me 20 plus sacks. That rookie that they eventually draft, I don't think has the impact, even with Jared Verse, to match what Myles Garrett does. But in terms of the Rams, I mean, like I said, they can win the Super Bowl this year if healthy. And if really, I just think the Rams need to be healthy, and they're going to be a top 2 seed in the NFC. And they'll be probably back in the NFC title game again.
So, do you think that they made up from blowing their first round pick?
Yes. Even though it's crazy to think if they went like a Reuben Bain and put him along with Myles Garrett, I do think that I just didn't think it was necessary to draft Simpson this year. I think you could have gotten a Trinidad Chambliss or something like that in the future. But look, they did make it up though. Like, if I'm Matthew Stafford, I'm not upset at all at this point. I'm just like, all right, whatever. I got a guy behind me that's going to start after I retire. But do we have a roster to win right now? Yeah, we do.
That's what if I'm Matthew Stafford, I'm like, oh, okay. Y'all trying to give me another ring. I was pissed off at first because y'all didn't give me no help to give me another ring in the draft. But now y'all, okay, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, y'all trying to give me another ring. That's cool. So staying with the theme of your boys, the Cleveland Browns. One of the funniest situations in the NFL is going on. As you can see, Jared Verse has on number 8. Funny thing about that, the Browns already had a player on their team with the number 8, Dylan Gabriel. Well, he said he was looking forward to Verse trying to pay him to get his number. Man, they just gave this man a number. They didn't ask Dylan Gabriel anything, and they gave Jared Verse at 8. Do you think that was right?
No, I don't think it's right. But Dylan Gabriel, they're just telling you how they feel about you. I mean, that's the way I would take it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, I truly don't think it's right, because I do think the best way to handle it is let the players figure it out themselves. But looks like the Browns just don't give a damn about Dylan Gabriel.
Bro, tell me you hate me, bro. Tell me you hate me. Tell me I'm not gonna make the roster next year. Tell me that, bro, because it's apparent. They up until today, as you see, his new number is number 6. He didn't even have a quarterback number available. Everybody had all of the single digit numbers and all the team numbers on the team. So I don't know who they took 6 from and gave it to Gabriel, but I can almost guarantee you that Gabriel's not gonna make it out of camp. And on the Browns team, just from something simple as that, bro. Something as simple as that. I think that's stupid. I think that was one of the most Brown type of situations to happen. I think that he was even more delusional, thinking that Jared Verse is gonna have to pay him for that number. That was funny to me when I heard him say that.
Another thing I saw on Twitter is currently for the Browns, numbers 1 through 19 are all taken up. So Dylan Gabriel come training camp, if he's still there, he's gonna be wearing like 24 as a quarterback or something like that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They gave him number 6 today. I don't know who they took number 6 from, but he's not gonna make the roster unless they got 2 number 6s out there, and that guy's not gonna make the roster because Dylan, bro, they don't give a damn about you, bro. They don't give a damn about you, bro. And it's obvious. It's obvious, man. But let's shift gears to the Browns. The Browns quarterback. The Browns quarterback situation. The reason why they don't give a damn about Dylan Gabriel is they have 2 guys that are really vying for the starting position in Cleveland, and he's not one of them. Deshaun Watson is apparently healthy, and second-year passer Shedeur Sanders have been both splitting first-team reps under the new head coach Todd Monken. So, Deshaun Watson is actually working his way back from Achilles tear he suffered in October 2024, and he's gonna split the first team reps, but he remains the highest paid player on the roster. But Shedeur, he ended the year pretty good with the Browns, so I think he's earned the right to at least compete for that starting position. What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
So going back to Dylan Gabriel, they currently have 4 quarterbacks on the roster. They have Watson, Sanders, Gabriel, and Taylor Green, who they just drafted.
Right.
And it's clear as day one of those guys won't be around. And if you ask me if I had to guess, I'm guessing it's Dylan Gabriel won't be around.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I think so is because, Watson's contract is too high. They're going to keep him. Sanders outplayed Dylan Gabriel towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And Taylor Green's a rookie. They're not letting him go unless he just throws 20 interceptions in the preseason, and I don't think he will. So Dylan Gabriel, unfortunately, he's out of there for him. Well, I don't know if it's unfortunate. Maybe he wants to be out of there at this point.
Yeah.
But in terms of The quarterback situation, I do think Sanders and Watson should go back and forth. They should share snaps and see who deserves it. I think Deshaun Watson should start the year. And if Deshaun Watson still looks like trash, I'm going to move on to Sanders by week 5. Because look, I keep saying it. I don't know what the hell happened to Deshaun Watson when he entered to Cleveland. Like, that looks like a completely different guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the allegations got to him mentally. I don't know. Before the injury, he just wasn't even he could throw down the field. He just looked like a completely different guy. I've never seen anything like it. And it's sad because I was a Deshaun Watson fan at Clemson, so I wanted to see him succeed. Good for him for getting his money, but he just looks completely different. So I would start Watson because of his experience, but if he's bad by week 5, I'm moving on to Shadur. And I'm not looking back. I think maybe after the year, I would just cut Watson, eat that money up, and move on. I mean, look, the Broncos ate up Russell Wilson's contract and still made the AFC title game this year. So sometimes you just got to say, I effed up. We made a mistake as an organization. We're going to eat it, and we're going to move on. And if Watson struggles, that's what they're going to need to do. And look, he tore his ACL in October 2024. It's been almost 2 years. He's fine at this point. Like he's fine. And actually, I just looked up Watson's contract. This is actually the last year of his contract. So, so it's fine. You know, like whether he does well or not, you're going to pay him the $46 million left, and it is what it is. We're moving on. Unless he just goes back to Deshaun Watson of old this year. But I have a feeling that Deshaun Watson is dead and gone, unfortunately. And I'll never be able to explain it. I don't know what happened. So if I want to take a guess, I think he's going to be trash, and it's going to be Shadur's season rest of the year.
So is he going to be trash because of him, or because he didn't have anybody to help him catch the ball or anything like that?
I think it's going to be because of him. Because, like, even like for example, I get on you about Tyler Shuck or even like Jackson Dart last year. They didn't have the best team around them, but they showed flashes. Watson's got to show me, like, at this point, that he's still that same old guy. Doesn't mean he needs to make the playoffs, but you got to throw for 30 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions if you're that Deshaun Watson that we used to know in Houston. So, unfortunately, I just haven't seen any of those flashes since he entered Cleveland.
Who does DeAndre Hopkins play for?
I think he's a free agent now.
They need to go sign him, bro. They need to go sign him. And just maybe that'll help him. Maybe that'll help him because when he was in Houston, that was his main target. And he was and I mean, you know, I know Hopkins looked like he was washed last year playing for the Ravens, but hell, who else are you throwing it to on the Browns? You know what I mean? Jerry Jeudy's your best receiver still. Bruh, I'm bringing in Watkins. And we're gonna see it. We're gonna see, bro. But as far as the competition, I actually don't. I'm not giving him 5 games. I'm not giving Deshaun Watson 5 games. I'm not giving him 5. I'm giving him 3 max. And then I'm going to Shador. I'm not blowing it like I did last year. Starting Flacco, then Dylan Gabriel, then I'm getting to Shador. No, bro. I'm almost ready to say start the season with Shador and let and Watson. You got to pay him, and especially what really brought me back to this. You said this is last year on the contract anyway. Hey, bro, what happens? What happens if I don't even play him? I think Watson, he's a damn great backup. That puts pressure on Shador to perform. Hey, if you don't perform, Shador, guess what, man? I'll come bench you and I'll put Watson in there and let him go have a go for it while you get your mind together, and then I'll end up bringing you back. You know what I'm saying? I do that, but I think that them having this quarterback competition for the Browns right now, I don't think it's a good look. I don't think it's a good look. I think Watson has a case of the yips like they do in baseball. Nobody can explain it. How he lost his powers. It's like Space Jam. He needs to touch the basketball, get his powers back. Because right now, Deshaun Watson is not Deshaun Watson from Clemson or Houston. So it's obvious that, like I said, he has the yips. So I wouldn't even start him. I start Shador, and if I had to go to Watson, because Shador just was stinking up the joint, I go to Watson. But like I said, going into the game one, I would let Shador get as many reps as he could as the number one quarterback, bro, and let him work with these terrible receivers they got over there for him to throw to. And the difference is what made Deshaun Watson elite was his mobility and his ability to throw on the run. That's what made him elite. So it just seems like he doesn't have that. He could throw on the run. He could throw accurately on the run. It seemed like all of that's gone. The last time I saw him, it looked like he couldn't even get out the pocket good. You know what I mean? So I really just think it's over for this dude. You know what I mean? I think if you either gonna have to go get DeAndre Hopkins, or you're gonna have to go get some of those masseuses from the parlors from Houston and move them up to Cleveland so you can get your last $47 million worth out of him. It's gonna be a small investment, but I'm sure you could put $1 million on the table to get those masseuses down there and get him ready for game day, bro. I'm sure they could do that.
Yeah, I just hate what's happened to him. It might be the worst quarterback regression I've ever seen. Because like he was a baller, coming out his rookie contract, and you're just expecting he's going to be an MVP here soon.
Yeah.
To now, I looked at his stats with the Browns. 3 years he's played, and the most touchdowns he's thrown in a year is 7. But he went 33 touchdowns, 7 picks his last year in Houston.
He hadn't played a complete season in Cleveland yet, has he?
No, but it just like even when he's played, it just hasn't looked good.
No, when he's played, he looked terrible, bro. He looked like a Cleveland Brown quarterback. And at some point, you can't just always blame it on Cleveland, even though you got to kind of blame it on Cleveland. But he stinks now, bro. He stinks now, and I'm not going to put him in there. If I have a choice, if I didn't have a choice, I would put him in there. But I do have a choice. I have a guy that got in there, and he showed me some good things at the end of last year, and I'm going to continue to build on it. And he's selling jerseys. You know what I'm saying? That now I'm going back to that part of it. I bet you they haven't sold a Deshaun Watson jersey in 3 years, bro.
No shot.
So I'm sure I'm selling the hell out of these Sanders number 2 jerseys because the people who bought one with number 12 on it, they got to buy a new one this year. So I'm gonna keep them on the field as much as possible. And I think that's it, man. That's all, bro. That's all. That's all we got tonight, man. Is there something else you wanted to touch on?
Good thing you brought up the Sorsby. I did want to talk about Sorsby, but I'll go just to tell everybody two more things to look forward to. So we got the World Cup starting Thursday. Just my quick thoughts about the World Cup. I hate that the World Cup has expanded. It went from 32 teams to 48. And I think that's going to hurt the World Cup a little bit. It's typical politics, typical money greed, why they went from 32 to 48. It's simple. More games, more money. More money, more revenue, all that. So I knew when they expanded, it's going to be bad because you're going to get a whole bunch of Iran versus Egypt, games that the casual fan does not want to watch. The casual fan wants to watch France, England, I don't know, Croatia versus Spain, something like that. The issue now is it used to be you'd have groups of 4 in the group stage, and the top 2 move on. Okay, so everybody plays each other in that group, and the top 2 move on. Now, because it's expanded, the top 2 in every group move on, and 8 out of the 12 groups, third place, the 8 best third places move on. So that just tells you how much the group stage is pretty much irrelevant for the powerhouses. We know now that Brazil's going to move on every year from the group stage. We know now France will move on every year from the group stage. So I just want to start by saying I hate that it's expanded. This World Cup is going to be mainly in the U.S., some games in Canada, and some in Mexico. So the official hosts are Mexico, Canada, and U.S.
North America,
right? And it's going to get finally interesting come the knockout stages, and it's going to be the round of 32. And once it reaches the knockout stages, it's exactly that: one game, win or lose. If it's a tie, you go to penalty kicks after 120 minutes, and then it's win or lose, and you move on next round. I will just put my prediction out there. I made a bracket yesterday. I finally did my official prediction. And I want to recap real quick. The last one was Argentina won the final against France in 2022. See, I know you're not a big soccer guy, but I truly think that final was the best soccer game I ever saw. Because
that you ever saw?
Yes, because it was the final of the World Cup, so it's the amplified, and it ended up 3-3 going into penalty kicks, and then the penalties decided it. If you get a chance, go look at those highlights. Truly sit down for 10 minutes and watch it, and just even though you don't know the soccer rules 100%. You can read at this point what's a back and forth game, and all the crazy chances that are getting blocked or the crazy goals that are being scored. I just thought that final had it all. And Argentina won, and France was in the final, and they actually won the World Cup before that. So it was pretty crazy even for France to go back to back finals. But yeah, Argentina and Messi won it. So this year, my official prediction is Portugal wins the final against France. I actually think France goes to 3 straight World Cup finals, which is pretty crazy. But Portugal wins it this time. They've never won the World Cup before. So that would be huge for Portugal. I just think that this is their best team ever. They're stacked on all phases. And another thing is all their players, their key players are all playing at a high level right now in their for their clubs. So tune into the World Cup on Thursday. It starts, but like I said, the group stages, man, they're actually going to annoy me a little bit because we're going to see a lot of non-quality teams. But after the group stages, after the first 2 weeks, when we get to knockouts, it'll finally get interesting. And one other thing I'll mention.
You said after the first 2 weeks.
The group stages are usually like 2 weeks.
Bro, how long is this damn World Cup?
It's a month and a week, so 5 weeks.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
See, that's why, bro. I can't get into it. That's too long, man.
It's June 11th to July 19th.
Okay, so let me see. Like the NBA playoffs last is what? Like a
It
month.
started in April. Yeah, I mean the NBA playoffs are 2 months.
Yeah, it's 2 months. I guess
when you think about the NBA playoffs, I mean, or NFL, they start, early January. They're done now mid-February. So that's a month.
Yeah. I guess, man, but that's a lot, bro. And then, like you said, it's a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not a soccer fan. Tell me, make me want to watch this. Like I heard what you were saying about, like last year's game. Give me something to look for. Give me the player that I need to be looking for that's going to make me want to watch this World Cup.
So you still have the two maybe best players ever in this World Cup in Messi and Ronaldo. So Portugal and Argentina, anytime you turn them on, they still have the two best players. They're basically it's basically having LeBron right now with the Lakers. You have him playing at Argentina, with Messi right now. Kevin Durant, he's still playing for Portugal, basically. Okay. Now, the stars now, like the future stars, Mbappe for France. Not, I shouldn't even say future stars. He is it right now. Okay.
Yeah, I heard Mbappe.
He's Wemby. Okay. Wow. He Yamin Yamal. He's a young stud for Spain. He's basically the Anthony Edwards for Spain.
Wow.
So, and England, for example, has Harry Kane, who's a scoring machine. So I think the stars enough for a reason to watch it. I think I don't know why America gets, or in America soccer gets such a bad rep, but like I truly think it's a beautiful sport to watch. Like truly, if you sat down and watched these games and truly we're like, all right, let me see how these passes are made. Does that look easy? Does that look hard? I think if you truly tried to give it a shot, I think you'd recognize, damn, this is kind of a beautiful sport to watch with the passes and the way the ball can carry, and then these goals that come outside the box are crazy. So I think in general, the stars are enough to watch it. I mean, it's jam-packed in terms of the stars in this World Cup.
Like I said, when somebody put it to me like, this is basically the same as basketball, just with your feet.
Right.
And I was able to follow the game better then.
Right.
When my daughter started playing, I had to follow the game better. There's certain things I still don't understand, certain rules I don't understand. Like I asked you this before, offsides, I still don't get it. No minute, because I get it, but they call it differently every game, so it pisses me off, and it's nothing definite that to me. But like for me to watch, I could watch my daughter's game because I know
because it's your daughter, right?
Yeah, my daughter, right. I know I'm looking for, but I know our team. I know all our teammates. And I'm looking at it through the lens of I'm watching basketball with your feet. You know what I mean? So I know what the other players on our team are capable of doing, and I can tell a stud on the other player, and I'm like, okay, no, we need to switch on her or something. Like, you know what I mean? I can put it into basketball terms because I know the players. But if I was just to turn on the World Cup and I don't know any of these people, they all look good if you don't know any of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I've watched some soccer and I'm like, damn, he's pretty good. He's fat. Look at it. The way he's controlling the ball. is good. And girls soccer and men's soccer is totally different.
Oh yeah, different
It-
sport basically.
yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's like even in high school, it's like they're playing almost a totally different, like you said, a totally different game. Those boys, it make you don't even want to watch the girls' game when you see them boys play. So it's I would anytime they would have the boys playing before my daughter, I purposely wouldn't show up until the girls' game because the boys' game would be so much more exciting and athletic. You know what I mean? So, like I said, those are very athletic guys out there playing soccer. So if you're looking to see some athleticism out there, that's a sport that you can watch. It's hard for me when I don't know anybody. I
Right.
don't know anybody because they like I said, they all look good. And the minute you tell me who the stud on the team is, I'm looking at him and I'm focused on him, and I swear to God, they never do shit that game. Wherever somebody I be like, bro, you got me watching this dude the whole game. He ain't scored a goal yet. And that pisses me off, bro. I'll be like, I watched this dude the whole game, this Mbappe dude, and he didn't score nothing the whole game. I was like, I'm never watching this dude again, bro. I'm never doing it. I ain't doing it, man.
I think that's what makes soccer to the casual fan frustrating is that they might not score every game because when you watch basketball, you know you're going to get 25 points from Wemby on a regular night, right? But what with soccer though, it's literally all about like in a tight game, all about like three big moments and capitalizing on those three big moments. So, you know, for the casual, that's annoying because, you know, it's only maybe 3-4 big moments. But to the fan that appreciates the sport, well, they're like, okay, that like we value that it came down to one of those two big moments, and they amplify that game off of those moments.
Yeah.
So, look, like you got nothing else to watch come Thursday going forward for a month. You know, no one's watching regular season baseball. The NBA will be over in a week. So tune in if you've got nothing else to watch, but you can Google, hey, give me the top 20 best players in this World Cup. And they're all the biggest stars in the world. And just follow those countries, and that will be enough. One thing I like about living in the U.S. is, especially right now, that it's going to be in the U.S. When USA plays, it's super fun to watch in these bars and stuff because the atmosphere is just way up. So I'm looking forward to those USA games as well. So
how is the USA? Are we good this year or?
USA, let me tell you in like I'm trying to give you a team this year that in let's say the NFL. The USA this year was basically what the let's say Carolina Panthers were, where they made the playoffs, but you know they need everything in the world to go their way to actually go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But their quality because they made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the USA is a quality team. I said 48 teams in this World Cup. I would rank USA like 13th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they're solid. But in order for them to win, they need everything to go their way.
Well, tell me this, man.
They're not scrubs though, by any matter.
All right, 13th, that's not bad. That's way better than I thought we were, right?
Right.
But I don't understand for soccer to be such a big sport worldwide, why the US is not. We just don't focus on that here.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's just not a priority.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't have a stud. Like, how is there no kid that's just the LeBron of soccer, and the United States. You know what I mean? We have every other major sport. We have a stud player in it. But if you were to rank the top 20 soccer players, none of them would be from the United States, would they?
No. So
like, how didn't the United States have a top 20 soccer player?
I agree. I mean, like, so USA's best player is Christian Pulisic, and if I ranked the players in order in this World Cup, he would probably be 45th.
Damn, bro, come on, man.
Like something like that, like 45th, 50th best player in this World Cup. And if I did a top 100, USA maybe has 2, and he's one of them.
Wow.
And I just think that USA is just not a priority. Like, think about what, like, you have kids that you sent to school and had them for all these, you had them sign up for all these sports and stuff. Like, when you first think, what am I going to sign my son up for? You don't even think soccer.
Nope.
You're usually thinking basketball, football, maybe baseball. And then soccer would probably be your fourth thought.
Yeah.
I think that
played soccer because she was too young to play anything else. And she came up to me and she said, Dad, I want to play something. Like, she just wanted to play because everybody else was playing football or basketball. All my other kids were. She said she wanted to play. So she was like 3 or 4. And I was like, I don't know what she could play. And I asked, and they said she could sign up for soccer now. So I signed up for soccer. And she just stuck with it. That was her sport. So, but I will tell you this. Like, I grew up in Monroe, Louisiana. I live in Lafayette, Louisiana now, right? And in Monroe, there was no soccer. Like, it was that wasn't a thing that you could go sign up for. It wasn't even a thing. But when I moved here, I found out, especially black kids, there were so many black kids that their first sport was soccer down here. And it was simply for that same reason. It's the youngest sport that you can sign up for. You can sign up for soccer at 3. And your kid can go out there and play soccer. And you can go out there and watch those horrible soccer games like I had to. And be out there in the sun all day and just watch the kids just run. And no goals scored.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's literally just because when you sign up your kids here for sports, I think it's when you think about the initial thought of doing it. Let's say you could sign up any of your kids at 5 years old to any sport. Soccer would be your fourth choice, and I think that's why. I think that's literally why, because people will say some ridiculous stuff like, "Oh, if LeBron could play soccer, he wouldn't. Like, he's 6'9", he doesn't fit soccer." But you could get those baseball players, or let's say those cornerbacks in the NFL that are 5'11". If they just focused on soccer, a lot of them would be stars, over here. So I just think it's about the U.S. making it a priority, and it's unfortunately, probably the, I don't know, 4th biggest sport here.
You would say 4th? I'd say 5th. I'd say football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and then soccer.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't even know because I'm not into hockey, but maybe, that could be the accurate. So
I'm not into hockey, but I know, like, up north, that's a real sport, like, for
Minnesota and those
like they have high school hockey teams. Like, that's crazy for us down here, but you know what I mean. I don't know about in Virginia, but that's
Virginia's Virginia's the South. We're not the deep South like y'all, but we're the South. So for us, we don't have hockey like.
Yeah, y'all are technically the South. Y'all ain't the South.
Yeah, but but it's just but like, we don't have any hockey here or anything like that.
Yeah, but I it's like you said though, man. Like I have my son. My son's 13. He's a football player. He tried out for the soccer team though, and he's like the most athletic kid you ever meet. And he didn't make it. It was just simple. They already had the kids that they wanted to make the team. He just wanted to try out because when I tell you my kid tries out for every sport, he wants to do everything. He just wants to do everything. But he's like, yeah, they had him out there and they was like, yeah, they was like, oh yeah, you're real fast. You're real fast. He's physical, but he'd never played soccer before.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He's not gonna make it in 7th grade. And when they had,
good for him for trying, though. I mean, that deserves some respect.
Yeah. Like he'll try any kind of sport, any sport that's out there. He's gonna try out for it, man. But but like I think his if he's safe for him, had he started soccer at 3 or 4, like my daughter, he'd probably be amazing in soccer right now. You know what I mean? And I think I kind of blame myself for that because he doesn't play any sports. None of my kids play any sports outside of my daughter playing soccer that I don't know anything about. That if I can't coach you myself, if I can't tell you, pick out what you're doing wrong and help you, you just don't play those sports. You know what I mean? Like they don't play baseball because I don't know baseball like that. You know what I mean? So
now your daughter that does play soccer, is she into watching it?
I had to get all these packages and stuff last year for the World Cup so she could watch it a little bit. But half the time she wasn't watching it. I mean, she'd watch it. She knows the players. She watches it a little bit. She's trying to watch. I think I had to get the packages for the girls for the girls soccer, but she don't watch it like that. You know what I mean?
I'm asking because, like, is she gonna watch the World Cup now?
She asked to go to one of the games. She wanted me to get a World Cup ticket. I said, "Babe, nah, I'm sure. I don't know how much they are, but I know I can't get them for you. I can't get them." Yeah, and they're playing. Like, where are they playing at?
Oh, it's all over the country. Like all the big stadiums, like the Rams and Chargers Stadium in LA, the MetLife in New York, the Atlanta one, the Philadelphia, all the NFL stadiums that are in America. Besides, like a couple, like I know New Orleans isn't hosting it, but not every single city is hosting it. But basically, most of the NFL stadiums.
They playing in Jerry World.
Yes, Croatia's first game is against England in Jerry World.
I think that's the one she asked to go. It's either there or they were playing and somebody's playing in Houston.
Yeah, they're playing in Houston as well. Yep.
Yeah, she has to go to one of those Houston games, I believe it was. Now I was like, we'll see, but I doubt it. I doubt it, man. It's not. I mean, like I said, if that was something that she was really, really into, my job in life is to make my children's dreams come true. And if that was like, I know that was like one of her real dreams to go to a World Cup game, she'd be there. I spare no expense, but I don't think the price measures her interest.
Right.
Whatever. So and I'd have to be the one to take her. So that was 2 tickets that I had to get. So nah.
Well, you saved yourself about $1,500.
Nah, bro. And then for me,
that's just on the game,
Yeah, and now we gotta get apparel. We gotta eat there.
Drinks, hotel, maybe
hotel, Airbnb, whatever we're gonna be doing. Nah, man, it's not gonna be. And then for me not to. I think I probably would enjoy the game because I genuinely enjoy going to sporting events. I'm gonna make the most out of it and to see all of the people who love soccer have a good time at the game. I probably would just get involved with that. But
right.
But yeah, not $1,500 worth though. Nah.
Yeah. But I say definitely when we get off the show, check out France-Argentina World Cup 2022 final highlights. I think you'll enjoy watching that because You understand big games and momentum shifts and everything. And Mbappe and Messi scored in those games. So that's like, a huge game where huge stars scored. I think, and like I said, you're not going to have much to watch these days. So if you see, the Englands, the Frances, the Croatias, the Spains, the Portugals, the Argentinas, the Brazils, tune in.
Yeah, just let me know. Hit me up in the chat and I'll check out some. I last night I got confused. I thought not last night before last. I got confused and I thought the game was supposed to came on night before last. And I caught myself watching the Last Dance. and I got PTSD because I started thinking about the pandemic and just being how excited we were to watch the Last Dance because there was no sports, no sports on. So
can you believe it's been 6 years?
Dog, that is crazy, bro. That's crazy. When you think about the fact that it has been 6 years, before you look up, it'll be 10 years ago that pandemic was here, man. And what's the new one that all the people caught on the ship?
I forgot the damn name, but yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah, it just went away since nobody paid any attention to it. It just went away. Maybe we should.
We're just not falling for any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. It's like it literally just went away. Nobody. I know, like for probably 30 minutes, everybody was like, "Oh, they're letting them come home. They're letting them get off the boat." And then it was like, fuck, I don't care. They can get off the boat. Nobody's worried at all, bro. It's crazy.
Well, last thing I'll mention before we go, this Sunday night is the UFC White House.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So which is crazy. They made it Sunday night. Usually the UFC is Saturday night. I don't know why exactly. I think they probably looked into the schedule, realized Game 5 of the NBA Finals would probably be Saturday, which it is now officially. The World Cup maybe might have had that caused that shift as well. But for those that don't know, all the UFC events are on Paramount. It's 8 o'clock this Sunday night, Eastern, Central Time, 7 o'clock. Huge fights. It's going to be 7 fights. They put some stars on there. 2 title fights. So Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Plus you have other great and names like Sean O'Malley, Derek Lewis, Josh Hockett, Bo Nickel, Michael Chandler. So do not forget, Sunday night there will be no NBA Finals on. So I'm sure most of us will be tuned in. So tune into the White House Sunday night. Plenty to watch this weekend.
No John Jones, no McGregor.
Nope. But McGregor's next month. We get him next month.
Yeah, man. I think were you on here when we talked about that? I think you were off that week.
Maybe.
Like, should McGregor be coming back, bro?
I personally don't know why he's coming back. He has made so much money. He hasn't fought in 5 years because he messed up his foot last fight. I personally think he's going to get his ass whipped. Really? And I'm a McGregor fan. I really enjoy him. I think his theatrics and everything make the sport funnier and better. But he's made all the money in the world, and he's still trying to come back. I don't know, man. I think he's going to lose because he's out of form. He hasn't fought in 5 years.
Yeah. Dustin Poirier beat him last time. Lafayette's on Northside Viking. Dustin Poirier beat him last time. But, I mean, I like I said, his theatrics and stuff, I think it's to the point that's more important than his actual fighting at this point. So it's somebody else like that. I can't even think of who it is. Like they're known more for their theatrics than the actual talent that you're supposed to be watching them for.
Like he's not a scrub. He's a former champ, and he's a good fighter. But like, I think that we're all expecting more theatrics than actual great performance this time around.
Yeah, I mean, no, who doesn't fight for 5 years in any sport? Who doesn't do any sport in 5 years and come back and they're the same person they were when they left? You know
Yeah.
what
And plus,
I mean?
he's so damn rich. I just don't know how much he cares. Does he
Yeah.
have that drive? Like,
Yeah, I think this is more of an ego thing to me.
that's
Like,
where I will give credit to LeBron, though. I'm not a LeBron guy, as you know, but LeBron to just like still, he has all the money in the world. He's won championships, and he still has that drive to still be in shape and stuff. I do respect that. It's kind of like Brady too. Like Brady, no matter how much he won, he still wanted to keep going. And that's what I respect about LeBron in terms of that. So that because that's not easy, because maybe that's what happened to Deshaun Watson. Watson got so much money at once that he was like, I just don't care.
yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, that's one thing. Like that won't happen. I think LeBron's not gonna be one of those guys that he's gonna just give up. If the minute LeBron starts looking bad, he's not gonna play anymore, bro. I don't care if it's in the middle of the season. If he starts looking like MJ's my go-to, if he starts looking like MJ did on his last season, LeBron will stop mid-season. He's not gonna let you have too much film of him like that. You know what I mean? Because I remember, like I said, I watched Jordan. I was telling Hunter that the other day when we were out there recording his video. I was like, I said, bruh, Michael Jordan, when he first came back to the NBA, when he had the 45 on, like it was terrifying for me because he just didn't look the same initially. And I remember I turned off a game like before. It was probably like his third game back, and he had missed a dunk, and I turned the game off. So I was like, I can't watch this shit. I can't watch him do it. You know what I'm saying? I said I'm not gonna allow this to be Michael Jordan, my Michael Jordan looking like this. And probably it might have been the fourth game because his fifth game back, he hit New York for that double nickel, that 55.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So he just had to get his legs back.
Right.
So I was sold. And of course, he came back and he did the Jordan thing. But when he came back to the Wizards, I was expecting the same thing. Like I literally watched probably every game he had those first 10 games back because they were playing them all. And it just he never did get back. He never did get back. He looked like an old Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Like he looked like an old Michael Jordan. He would have spurts, but he just wasn't. Michael Jordan was amazing to watch at his height. And watching him in a Wizard jersey, like anytime I've seen clips with him in the Wizard jersey, I don't watch it. Because I don't know if it's one of the good clips or not. And it's like disgusting to me. It hurts my feelings to see him.
Right.
It's almost like watching Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali in his last fights. And you were like, oh man, somebody just give Muhammad Ali the money so he won't be out here doing this, bro.
It's just sad to watch, right? Yeah. Well, that's what I think we're gonna get out of McGregor, unfortunately, next month. I could be wrong, but I do think that's what we're gonna get. Yeah, I think he's gonna lose, and I think he's gonna lose so bad that I think he's gonna actually retire and realize. At least I hope he does. Hope he doesn't continue making himself look like a fool if he does look that bad.
And that's another reason why I don't want to see Floyd return. Like he was talking about coming back and fighting for real, like actually being an active boxer again. I was like, Floyd, do not get your ass back in the ring with these young boys and get knocked out. That would hurt me to see Floyd go out there and get knocked out by somebody.
And it looks like it's going to happen because everything I've read, he's in financial problems.
Bruh,
Which I did not want to believe that was the reason, but it apparently is the exact reason.
But Floyd, if he is, Floyd, just stop your spending. Don't get out there and embarrass yourself, because the money's not going to look as good as you think it's going to look.
Right.
You're gonna make millions, but it's not going to be the same like you were used to taking those paydays home.
Yeah, 100%.
And nor am I going to watch it. Nor am I going to watch Floyd fight some scrubs just so he can get these pay-per-view paydays. You're not going to get me like that. Nor do I want to see fight an old ass Pacquiao. I don't want to see none of them old fights. I don't want to see none of that. Canelo, I might watch. I'll watch him fight Canelo, but I think Canelo will beat him now. And
I think so too, yeah.
That'll piss me off. So I'd rather him just not. The fights that I want to see him fight, I think he's going to lose. And I don't want to see him like that. I'd rather him just not do it, man. So if McGregor's going to look anyway like I think Floyd's going to look, he don't need to do it. Like I said, and I said Muhammad Ali. My main example of that is Roy Jones Jr., my favorite fighter of all time. To see Floyd in these last fights that he had, it was the saddest thing I'd ever seen. Like, I was like, oh my God, somebody please just take the keys from him and don't let him drive to the arena, bro. Don't. This is sad, but to be arguably the greatest of all time and to look like that in the ring. So if McGregor's gonna look anything like Roy Jones looked in the ring his last few times out, he does not need to get in there.
Yep, I agree. But we'll find out immediately a month from now. He'll be back.
And the worst thing that might could happen is he wins.
Yep.
Because he's not gonna win and say, okay, I'll retire. He's gonna win and say, yeah, I want to be. He's gonna call out the champ. McGregor is. And then he's gonna get demolished and it's gonna be really bad. but it's gonna be pay-per-view. People are gonna watch it. But that's what's up, man. Let's go and get up out of here, man. We done extended this show. Damn, we made it past 10 o'clock, bro. All right, you got any last shout outs?
Shout out to UC for coming on. X is fake sick out there. He's just ducking me. Hey, game 4 tomorrow, game 5 Saturday. And if we do get a game 6, it'll be next Tuesday. So the show definitely won't be next Tuesday if we do get a game 6. But World Cup starts that Thursday. White House card Sunday. Plenty to watch. I'm excited. See y'all next week.
Bet. Let me get you out of here. Hold on. All right. Yeah, man. Last of the shout-outs, I was going to my family. Hunter Morgan, Tori, Christian, Ali, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Latricia, I love you too. I'll see you in just a second. And the Pap House babies, Marcel Carter Bryant and Azaria Grace Bryant. Pap love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second. Even if it's just on my screensaver. And everybody out there, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Love y'all too. Boot up or shut up. Y'all.